What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Lord Solar Prime, and as promised, I'm here with my teammate's Red Eyes deck profile. I'm pretty sure he has a lot to explain because I explained to you guys once before that this deck is being played quite differently. Some would say quite uniquely. So just come to this video with an open mind. If you guys have any questions, comments, just post them below, and we'll debate them down below, guys. But I'm going to go ahead and let them get into it.
What's going on, guys? First up, we got the boss monster of the deck, all dragons, as always. One red doctor, red MD. He is good for the graveyard recursion and getting dead monsters out of your hand. Followed up after that, we have 3 copies of the new red eyes, the new Gemini red eyes. Red-eyes-black flare dragon. The main thing that's very unique about this monster is treated as normal on the field and in the graveyard, and if you happen to Gemini this monster, he has a built-in Infernal Fire Blast, which deals 2,400 points of damage to your opponent at the end of the battle phase. Next up, we have 3 copies of the vanilla red-eyes-black dragon and 1 copy of Summon Skull. These monsters are here for the fusion aspect of this deck to deal out massive damage. On top of that, more support for the red-eyes monsters, we have 2 copies of black metal dragon. This card, when it leaves the field and hits the graveyard, allows you to search any card from your deck that has red eyes in its name. On top of that, we have 2 copies of the Blackstone Legend. This monster is probably one of the best support cards that's come out for red eyes in a long time. It's a whole lot better than Red Eyes Black Chick, which we don't want to talk about. But if you summon this monster, you're allowed to tribute it and special summon a level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from your deck to the field. The secondary effect is you can return a Red Eyes monster, level 7 or lower, from your graveyard to the deck, shuffle it, and when you do, add this card from your graveyard to your hand. You get each one of these effects once per turn. To support that, along with Black Metal Dragon, we have 1 copy of Kinkabio. As we all know, Kinkabio, when it's summoned, allows you to special summon a level 1 monster from your graveyard back to the field. So in this deck, I also run effect Bailers. If I need to synchro with an established board, I'm able to do so with that. If I don't have an established board, Kinkabio adds some type of recursion to get a Blackstone Legend back from the graveyard. Onto the cast aspects of the deck, we have 2 black dragons and 2 white dragons. The black dragon is mainly in here to banish from the graveyard my 1 copy of Eclipse Wyvern, which allows me to search for the red MD or another copy of Red Eyes Black Dragon out of play if I need to. To go along with the Red Eyes Black Dragon aspect of the deck, we have 2 tech copies of Carbonated. This card in the graveyard allows me to banish himself to special summon a level 7 or lower normal dragon from my hand or the deck to the field and face the defense position. And to follow up with that, we have 2 copies of Effect Bailer. Onto the spells, we run 2 copies of the cards of the Red Stone. Now, for those of you that don't know, this card is a Destiny draw for the Red Eyes deck. Allows me to send 1 level 7 Red Eyes monster from my hand to the graveyard, draw 2 cards, and afterwards I'm allowed to send another level 7 Red Eyes from my deck to the graveyard. For the fusion aspect, we have 1 copy of Red Eyes Fusion. For more draw cards, we have 1 copy of Valor Darkness, 3 copies of Sacred Sword of 7 Stars. Now this card combo with the 3 copies of DDR that I have in the deck allow for great plays for this deck. Sacred Sword to banish a Red Eyes monster from our graveyard, from my hand or the field out of play to draw 2 cards. Hence why I run multiple copies or so many copies of the level 7 Red Eyes in the deck. And 1 copy of Hidden Armory to search out the DDRs, of course. On top of that, to set up the graveyard to get things going, we have 3 copies of Dragon Shrine. Main purpose of Dragon Shrine is to send out a copy of the Gemini Red Eyes to the graveyard, and top of that, send out Eclipse Wyvern to banish my red MD to go into the chaos aspect of the deck also. 1 copy of 1-for-1 to fish out my level 1s out of the deck. Mainly you use Carbonated, hopefully to discard for 1-for-1 to get things going with the XYZ play. And for the mass removal cards, we have Dark Hole and Regeki. Onto the traps, the few traps that I do run. We have my 1 favorite card of the deck is Return to Red Eyes. It is a once return effect. It's a continuous effect. As long as I have a Red Eyes monster on the board, I'm allowed to special summon a normal monster from our graveyard. Also, if my opponent destroys this card by a card effect, I'm allowed to special summon any Red Eyes that I have in the graveyard back to the field. To add on to that, we have 1 copy of Ring of Destruction. I like Ring of Destruction. I like to run traps for disruptive purposes. Hence also why I run 2 copies of Breakthrough Skill. Like I was saying about Ring of Destruction, yes, I'm not looking forward to game my opponent with this card, but to disrupt certain comeback plays after I already have an established board. Also, hence why I run 2 copies of Breakthrough Skill. We can now go into the extra deck. For the extra deck, one copy of Archfiend Black Skull Dragon. This is the Armades of the deck, also the remade version of our favorite from back in the day from Metal Raiders. Beast Skull Dragon. On top of that, we have one copy of Mass Hero Darklaw. Now, my side deck isn't exactly completed as of yet, but in the meantime, I do run 2 copies of Mass Change 2. And with Mass Change 2 and comboed with Blackstone Legend, because like I said it before, you can only do 1 effect of Blackstone Legend per turn. So if you return the Red Eyes monster from your graveyard back to your deck and add Blackstone Legend back to your hand, you can summon or set Blackstone Legend and combo it with Mass Change 2. So that's why that's in there. The 3 synchros that I run, Hot Red Dragon, Crimson Blader, and Scrap Dragon. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend allows me to go to a synchro to eliminate face-up attack position monster my opponent has on the field that I can't otherwise deal with. Crimson Blader to lock my opponent out of special summoning level 5 or higher monsters to break my board, and Scrap Dragon just eliminate other problematic cards. The MVP XYZ of the deck is Red-Eyes Black Metal Dragon. The whole aspect of this deck, guys, is to go into this guy first. It does extensive amount of damage to your opponent for every card they activate and resolves. You burn them for 500 points of damage. Also, while this card has XYZ materials on it, it cannot be destroyed by card effects. Now, the thing that makes this card very significant about this deck, in a Red Eyes deck, yes, other decks can play it. This is generic, rank 7, requires 2 level 7s. This deck in itself can detach an XYZ material from him to special summon a level 7 Red Eyes monster from our graveyard back to the field. It has to be normal. But of course, we all know the Gemini counts as a normal in the graveyard. So it lets you abuse. If you have not normal summon for the turn, you can bring back the Gemini and Gemini summon and push for 28, 24, and 24. Next card up, Draco Sack. No deck that pumps out rank 7s is good without it. 1 copy of number 11 Big Eye to take control of problematic monsters on the board. And my personal tech, Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon. I don't think many decks can make this card. It just requires 2 level 7 dragons, but the extra attack boost when I can't use anything else comes in handy. From rank 4s, I run 1 number 52 Crab King. He's in there mainly for Cleese and to deal with Tower. We all know that's a pain in the ass. 1 Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon is easy rank 4 to go into. Helps me overpower certain monster my opponent may have on the board that I otherwise can't deal with. 1 copy of Abyss Dweller to deal with graveyard effects on either player's turn. And 1 copy of Queen Dragoon Djinn. This card is very great. It's also another combo-oriented card that allows me to detach forward to bring back a Red Eyes from the graveyard and otherwise banish her to special murder D from my hand to bring back another Red Eyes from the graveyard or my hand, or Blackstone Legend, whichever happens to fit in that particular situation, and go into another copy of Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. Other than that, you guys, the side deck is still in the works, so I'm not no point in me broadcasting that right now, but stay tuned to this channel for more updates.
All right, thanks, guys. It's your boy, Lord Solar Prime. If you guys have any questions or comments, post them down in the comment section below. I'll be sure to have him go down there and answer any questions you guys may have, and if it pertains to me, I'll answer any questions. But this has been your boy, Lord Solar Prime, and I'm out, guys. Peace.